to my 425 defensive ebook. Hopefully, this will help you become a better college football and just a better player in general. I will be covering all the blitzes, loop, overloads, the different coverages, the pro tips like how to switch stick if you get caught on the lineman, what the zones do, each breaking out each zone. This will be a long ebook, but I promise you it will help you out whether you're a pro or a completely new player just picking up the game the first time. I hope that this will help you out tremendously. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. Is sponsored by Poggers. This is my replacement for coffee. It has 0 sugar and it doesn't make you sleepy after use. Whether if it's energy, sleep, or hydration, they got what you need. Use code TheRealTaste614 at checkout for 10% off. First, I wanted to go over the lineup and like how I like to use my lineup. As you can see, got about 5 decent corners and 4 decent safeties. I don't really like to use linebackers at this time of the year. As you see, they are 83 speed, and you have 87, 86 speed safeties. 84 speed is like the slowest corners I have. So I like to use those. The only guys that be on the field all the time is my linemen. And then you come over here to specialists. My sub linebackers is going to be in if I run nickel or 4-2-5 is what I like to sit in. If you run like 3-3-5 penny, then your middle linebacker will get in. So you kind of want to have a decent middle linebacker because he will be a user if you go down to penny. But other than that, you're going to be sitting in using Ronnie Lott or Caleb Downs. That's who I have at my linebackers positions. And then also this is important, who you if you hop and dime, these will be your nickel corners. So whoever you put right here will be that. And then also if you run mid blitz, these guys will be on the outside. So if you like to put your guys in hard flats a lot, I recommend changing the outside rush guys, these edge guys, into like outside linebackers so that they're a little faster and they got better zone coverage. But let's get into the practice mode and break down this playbook, man. Just so y'all know, I will be on Heisman. A lot of people like to say I don't be on Heisman when I do these tutorials. So first things first, I want to go over all the packages. So 4-2-5, you want to switch it to slot cornerback. That way you have your adjustments set up perfectly. These are the audibles that I like to use. I'm going to go through each playbook and go through the audibles. And then I'm going to go through each formation and what I use. Pause the video if you need to. I tend to set up my audibles for each formation because you never know when you might get set in that formation because you didn't get your play off in time, or if somebody's hurrying up, something may happen. It's good to have your audibles, man. You can always come out in the play that you prefer versus like EA choosing your play for you. And yeah, that's the audibles. First formation I'm gonna be breaking down is 4-2-5 over G. Like I said, I have nothing but safeties in at this and cornerback. So the only four slow guys on the field are my defensive linemen, and they're going to be rushing the quarterback all the time. So I don't have to worry about them being in coverage. So come out in here. My main go-to plays: linebacker blitz. One of these WS blitz. So let me break that down. WS blitz. Let's run it versus like a trips look. Maybe this play. Move it down. Let's respot the ball. We'll put our trips on the wide side like somebody would in a real game. So you see that safety, he walks down. That's what I like about the WS blitz. Normally, depending on how I want to guard it, I like to either put him, if I'm expecting to play a runner, I like to put him on the wide side of the field because most people tend to run to that side of the field. And then what will happen is this guy, also, I forgot to go over my coaching adjustments. I like to turn auto flip off. I like to put this on conservative, aggressive. The reason I like to put this on conservative is because if somebody's doing a read option, if they pull it with a quarterback, they tend to get more yards than versus if they hand it off to the running back. That's just how I think, in my opinion. Some people like to make the quarterback get the ball so they can make them get wear and tear and make them fumble. I just don't like. I like to make people work. Option, put that on aggressive because most people like to pitch it to their running back. Some people, they keep it with their quarterback, but I rather prefer the quarterback beating me versus the running back catching the pitch, because the pitches do dumb the defenders out this year, just like last year. I like to put these two on conservative because I want to like make the same thing with the option key. I want the quarterback to get it. This is so that they can't throw the RPO read flight that was popular last year. If you put this on conservative, they're going to focus on the pass. Now you may give up an inside zone, but that's not going to be like beat you in my opinion. So that's why I run that. I don't really mess with my zone drops. The only time I turn these on is if say if it's 3rd and 20, I will put this on 20 and probably put my hooks on 20. That'd be the only time I touch my zone drops. Other than that, I play on default. Now, safety depth. I recommend either close, right? Close is solid for all game modes, regs, dynasty, whatever you play. Close is what I use if I play regs because takeoff is OD this year, especially platinum takeoff is OD. Now, if you just playing cut and nobody got takeoff, tight is smooth because you're going to stop the run 100%. They're going to be at the line of scrimmage. But I recommend close just because like it's universal. Don't really mess with anything else. Now let's go back to this. So wing safety blitz. Like I said, I bring him down. And as you can see, this safety is now closer to the line versus like the first time I came out, he's like way back here. So when he's like right here, you can get like real freaky with the adjustments. Always use somebody that's guarding the running back when you're in man coverage because it allows you to just get like if he doesn't go out on the route, then you're free to do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this man coverage. So one adjustment I like to do is like the tight end corner route, right? The tight end likes to go on corner routes. That'll kill that. Or if it's like end of the game situations, you could just turn this into a cover to man. So you can do a lot of different adjustments. You could do this, put this guy on it. You know what I'm saying? That's like 4 different adjustments depending on what I'm expecting my opponent to do. But normally, this is what I either do, or I do something like this, or I man him up and then I put myself on the deep zone. That's like 3 different things that I do depending on what my opponent do. Also, to get the blitz coming, you want to always slide away from the running back, and then like you can either crash to the right. You see how like it automatically got these like how the D-line is crashing. That's just the default. Sometimes I do come out in stunts, but when you hover, you want to hover like right behind just in case they go run on the running back side. So if they go to run the ball, you'll be able to like shoot from behind. So I'm gonna just let them call they play. Boom. I got this guy. Now you're making them catch the ball underneath. You're not gonna be able to stop everything. So that's one setup I like to do. Now to do the loop blitz out of this is you don't never want the you see how this guy's like one of them's like crashing in and one of them's going out. You always want the guy that's going out on the linebacker blitz to be on the wide side of the field. So for example, right here, pick a play, not a play action play. Well, this is a play action play. Let's go to bunch, bang. So slide away from the running back. I'm gonna use it Ronnie Lott because that's my user. I will put this guy in the deep third. If I'm expecting like some corner route, I'll probably do something like this. And then I'll probably do something like this. You know what I'm saying? S move, or you can do this. It helps to know how to quick adjust. Quick adjust your safeties by double tapping triangle and then clicking their icon. It's only a certain amount of stuff you could do. So if you press the corner, right, circle, you can put them on cloud flats. Cloud flats, let's break down each coverage. Cloud flats do a good job of like stopping comeback routes or just like out routes from last year. Other than that, they're just going to play this zone. Like clouds are pretty much going to play this zone. That's what they're known to do. Now, soft squats is match coverage. So if nothing comes over here immediately, so say if this running back was on this side, right? He runs a flat route and this guy runs like a streak or whatever. This guy's gonna play like a Tampa 2. But since like the running back's on the opposite side of the running back, you put him in a soft squat, he's pretty much gonna play like similar to man coverage, but he's gonna play underneath because normally you would have like a deep half above him. So like he's gonna play like underneath this guy, but he's gonna turn into man coverage and follow him across the field, et cetera, et cetera. What kills this is if you put he puts him on a streak because he's gonna be playing underneath. So kind of don't want to do that. Let's see. Outside quarters pretty much play their zone. I recommend outside thirds though. Outside third, you see the circle's a little. Let me move this. Y'all see that for outside quarter, the circle's kind of small. Like he's just going to play the sideline pretty much. But this outside third, he's going to play like a bigger zone. So I like outside thirds better than outside corners. I never put an outside corner on my field. Deep halves, It's cool if you know this guy's not going to put a streak on the field, and most of his routes is coming towards the inside. Also, this stops cover three beaters. So most people like to put this guy on a comeback and then send a deep post from this side to the other side. It would do a good job of stopping that if you put a deep half on your cornerback. That's a pro tip if you did not know. And then you can just man them up or a hard flat. Y'all know what a hard flat does. Safeties, the adjustments you can put them on. You can put them on the inside third by flicking left on the left stick. You can put them on a curl flat, which this helps stops curl routes and corner routes. So if I'm expecting like a corner route over there, I would do something like that. Similar, deep halves. I already explained that. And outside thirds is pretty much the same. Hook curls though, hook curls and vert hooks. The difference between those is this guy, he'd carry his man up the field like if he runs a streak versus like a hook curl is just going to pretty much play this area of the field. Like he's going to stop hook routes. I mean like curl routes. He's going to stop y'all know that famous play at a normal wide off close when they put the deep in. He's going to do a better job of guarding it than a vert hook would, because like all they got to do is put a streak and then put like the dig behind it. He's going to take the streak first. He's going to prioritize the streak first versus him. He's going to give up the streak, but he's going to stop the. So it just depends on what you want to do. You can never put slot cornerback on a hook curl unless it's a stock like cover three play. He's always going to be a vert hook adjustment, curl flat adjustment, stuff like that. So you put him in a hard flat, seam flats. Okay, that's another match coverage similar to a soft squat. If this is good when you playing like, for example, let me go out and penny real quick. So this is something I like to do versus like just to trick my opponent, because I know how tall blitz is a great play. Let's see, do they have 4 verticals? Yes, they do. So this is a match coverage principle. So 3 recs is also match coverage. You can't hot route this. Basically, 3 recs are going to prioritize the 3 wide receiver side. So it's 3 wide receivers on this side of the field to counter the running back. So he's going to move to this side first before he's going to prioritize them. So he's going to be helping out with drags. He kind of acts like a user, kind of plays a little glitchy. If you know the principles, it's kind of hard to explain. These seam flats, if these guys go on streak, they're just going to turn into man coverage, and then the outside guys are going to turn into man coverage too. So let me let them hike the ball. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm not even gonna touch my controller. Boom. You see that they turn into man coverage. It basically looks like cover one. So that's a little trick to stopping seam streaks. If you put a seam flat right there, they turn into match coverage. Very good. What's your name? Either do that or put a. Well, I can't do it right now. I didn't change my slot cornerback package. But back to 4-2-5. I kind of broke down the zones. I hope that helped you out. The loop blitz. So go to bunch. Let's try wide trail. So first thing I like to do, slide away from the running back, spread my linebackers, crash to the right. So you see how like now he's looping around. He's looping around this guy. And then I tend to hover like right here if I really wanted to get in. And then the running back guy, I put him on the inside third. Just like that. So not expecting the running back to go out right here. Boom. He does go out, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta make tackles. You're like, okay, that's what he likes to do. Another thing you could do, instead of like hovering on this side, boom, spread the linebackers, crash to the right. You could hover right here, and you could be responsible for guarding the running back. So boom, let him snap the ball. Let your guy take the first step. You always, when your guy's on a blitz assignment, you always want him to take the first step. So y'all see that the blitz was gonna get in. Obviously, it's not gonna work versus the computer on Heisman because they're smart. They're not like an AI person. That's one way you can do the blitz. Another way you can do the blitz is it's similar to mid blitz. Well, I messed up. Linebacker blitz is a really good blitz. Is you can come out and stunt. One of my favorite stunts to run is one of these ones on the left side, because what happens is the guy that's blitzing, he just finds like a gap or he opens up one of these loopers. So I like this one. Go to dagger. Just pick that. And then, like I said, I like to slide this way, spread my linebackers, and then I like to just hover. You know what I'm saying? I like to just hover. I put this guy on the inside third. If I'm expecting, you know what I'm saying, something like this, That's pretty good. And then my job is responsible for guarding anything coming this way. Anything coming this way. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. That's one thing you can do. Just mix up your mans and your zones. Boom, take the first step. If you get stuck on alignment, you use the arrows. The arrows to switch stick out. You know what I'm saying? The arrows. Let me cut my camera on so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Boom. So you press if you press the little arrow. So boom, you can still switch stick with that. Y'all see I'm switch sticking around. It's all the arrows. You can use the right stick. So say I get stuck on the alignment. I'll show y'all real quick. Pro tip right here. Boom. You get now you can move. You know what I'm saying? Versus like you being stuck on the alignment, you can't do anything. So that's how I like to set up this blitz. Spread them, and then just hover. You can leave your man up. Just know that he might get bumped into your blitzer. Boom, you take the first step, and as you can see, they just get after the quarterback. He barely has any time to throw the ball. Stunts are really good this year. The ones that I noticed that work with me is this one, also the same ones flipped on this side. So if you send the blitz from the right side, these are pretty good. I don't really recommend doing the D tackle ones or ones where they gotta come all the way across the line of scrimmage because the linemen aren't fast enough. That's the problem. Like they work, it's just the linemen aren't fast enough to do all this movement. Like unless you have like quick jumps, this will work in rags. If you have quick jumps, then yeah, you can do some of these. But just to keep it simple, just try and run like these little simple ones right here with a blitz behind it. I promise you it will get in. Promise you it will get in 9 times out of 10. I didn't mean to pick a play. So that's breaking down 2 plays right there. Let's go to our next play. You can pretty much use anything out of this. Cover 4 quarters is match coverage. So what you got to do to cancel that? I'll show you the difference. This is probably why a lot of people become giving up touchdowns. So see, you got quarter flats. That's match coverage. If y'all did not know, so I'm gonna just not press anything. I'm gonna show y'all. They're just gonna play crazy. You see like how number 12 instead of guarding his zone, he came all the way across the field. Like me personally, I don't even know the logic behind like this type of match coverage. So to cancel that, you either going to press triangle or Y and you shade underneath. When you shade underneath it, it turns them into hard flats. Now watch how they play now. They're going to play their zones. You know what I'm saying? They're going to play their zones, and it's going to pretty much simple defense right here. You want to keep the game simple. You're expecting your opponent. Like I like to run this. Maybe first 2 minutes of the game, I like to see what my opponent like to do. This is very safe coverage right here. The shade down. It's going to take away all the drags. Your job is just you can change this guy from a 3-rec to a mid-read. Now he's just going to play real deep when you switch stick off of him. The reason I keep him in a 3-rec is because when I get off of him, he plays a little glitchy, kind of dumbs out my opponents. Or you can put him in a hook curl. Hook curls is going to play pretty much where their zone's at. Now, if you want him to play over here instead of over there, you just hover over here, and then you move. You know what I'm saying? You move. So when you set up your adjustment, you X, click the stick to the left. You want him to play over here, you got to hover over here before you do it. You want him to play more over here, you do it over here. Pretty much the same thing. So after you shade down, now you can get adjusted. You know what I'm saying? You can put this guy in a curl flat. You could turn this into a cover 2 on this side. Like quick adjusting is like the next level defense. But for my guys that's not really good with quick adjusting, I would just say just come out here, triangle shade down, and just use your switch stick and your user, man. That's the best way to get stops on this game. This right here would just get you a chance to like fill out what your opponent likes to do. So once you figure out, okay, his favorite route is a corner route, right? From like the 12 or 4. So instead of putting that guy in a hard flat, I would do something like this. Boom. I put this guy in a like that. So I put him in a hard flat. You want to like, limit drags, and now I'm gonna just switch stick it. So say he goes out there to throw a corner out. Boom. Now I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm over here. Use your switch stick to stop everything. Now he did have too much time right there. Of course, the computer gonna doubt me. But that comes into my next thing. If you know for a fact, say it's third and 15, you know your opponent has to pass the ball, just press R1 and pass commit, bro. I promise you the sheds is OD on this game. I just started pass commit, and that took my my DNs to the next level. Like they just be shedding OD. Also, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can blitz your user. That helps. And when you hover right here, it counts as like a 5-man, right? And like I said, you take your first step, you back off. use the arrows, the switch stick. So it's basically not like you're not even like blitzing. So you know what I'm saying? It's pretty good. Next play. Let's go to the next play. So that's for my simple guys. That's for guys that aren't comfortable quick adjusting. Cover 4 quarter, shade down. That'll beat a lot of bum opponents. I'm not gonna lie to you. And you just gotta have a real good switch stick. Switch stick, you use the right stick, flick it around. That's cover 3 sky, cover 3 match. Pretty much the same. Difference is I always shade down when I come out. No matter what play I come out in, I shade down. Um, Let me go to like how I like to stop runners. So this pinch blitz is how I like to stop runners, or just any formation where I feel like the quarterback just keep running out the pocket and my 4 down linemen aren't doing a good job of containing. So with this, you always want to make sure that the short blitzer, like the guy with the 2 guys on the left side of the field, is always on the wide side of the field. So you always want to make sure that one blitzer is on that side of the field. Why? I'm gonna come out and show you. Boom, we're gonna come over in bunch, flip it. You see he's gonna walk now. So this guy, you gotta just bring him in. He's not gonna walk down, he's just gonna start down. The other guy, he's gonna walk down. So if you adjust the alignment, he's gonna go down, go back up, go back down. If you keep adjusting. So you gotta make sure as soon as you come out, right, slide to the right, crash down. That's what I like to do, crash down, and then I keep contained. And now I'm good. Now I'm good to go. I'm stopping all runs to the outside. They run to the inside. The D lineman is going to crash down, and then my job is to just clean up anything with my user. You don't have to blitz 6. You can put this guy on a hard flat. You can re-blitz him. You can put this guy on a curl. Put this guy like this, like this. You can just get real adjusted. You know what I'm saying? You could. This is a good, you know what I'm saying, little stock. What's your name? You can put your guy on this. Like it's so much you could do. You know what I'm saying? So much you could do. You just gotta know how to quick adjust. But let me show you a popular play that people like to run and how I like to stop. So for example, come out with this. Let's say they keep run jet touch pass, right? Boom, I'm gonna slide this way. Boom, do that. Now this guy, I might man him up like this and then put him in the inside there just because he's already down there. And I'm just gonna run it just like this. You see how like the guy like he takes up a blocker. So like I do that if I'm expecting him to run to the wide side of the field. It's kind of hard to like explain what I would do if I'm not playing a real game. That or wing safety blitz is how I like to stop the run. I'll just put that blitzer on the wide side of the field and we get busy from there, crash that way. Or if they keep rolling out that way, I crash that way and then I keep it contained. So that's one way how I like to do it. And like I said, this is kind of similar to if y'all ever use dollar, right? If y'all ever use dollar, this is a really good blitz like that. That's similar to that. Say we play something like this. Trying to find a play without no motion. Boom. So boom. Bring them down, crash down, bring this guy in a little bit. And then if you really want to make the blitz get in, you blitz this guy. And it's this simple. You wait till they snap the ball, boom, take a step, and then you run back. That's a 6-man blitz. Now, of course, the computer picks it up. Let's try it again. This time I'm slide away from the running back. Blitz this guy, bring this guy in, and then hover about right here. Always slide. The way you get blitzes to come in is you always slide away from the running back. Yeah, did not know. Because most people they block their running back this year. They don't really block their tight end. They feel like their running back can do a good job of picking it up. So if I come out in this and I'm in a formation like this, I might just man this guy up because most people like to send their running backs out on quick flats or like a wheel route. And I don't want to have to guard that with my user. I want to be able to take away the middle, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I would do something like this. Or if you want the blitz to really get in, do something like this. Pass commit, they passing. Do something like that. And wait for them to snap the ball. Let your user take the first step and then you run back. Now you're pretty much cooking. Now he's going to get fried on that route every single time. You just have to shade inside by pressing triangle, triangle. No, hold on. You just press triangle and then you flick the right stick to the inside, which is flicking it to the left. That'll do a better job of guarding post routes. You just have to know like what routes are dangerous. This is a IQ tip right here. This guy, he's only going to kill you on like a slant, a drag, or a post, or a curl route. That's like what he's going to kill you in. He's not going to kill you on the street. He's not going to really kill you on the street because his leverage is pretty good, and he's not. You're not really worried about him running a corner route or an out route. More so a curl, post, drag, or like a return route. Running back, y'all got to just know like what the the offense can kill you with. Running back, he's either going to do a flat route, a wheel route, or an angle route. It's pretty much it. Or maybe an in route. That's all he's gonna kill you with. You take that away by doing this. Just simply manning him up, boom. He's taken care of. Now this tight end is probably the wild card because he's the most dangerous player in this formation. He could put him on a seam streak, ag you. He could put him on a corner route. He could put him on a zig. He could put him on a drag, a crosser, post, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's the wild card. He's probably the dangerous, most dangerous person in this formation. Now this guy is the second most dangerous in my opinion. Why? He can put him on a comeback route, out route, curl route, and then like I said, that deep post that's been killing me. He's gonna put him on that. Then it's him. Most people like to put him on a zig, return route, corner route, or the new slot fade route, or just like I said, a drag. So I wouldn't really worried about these two guys killing you. It's more so this left side of it. And the way I like to guard that is after I shade inside, I will shade this guy back outside. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Or if you want to play coverage, you could just do this and just shade inside anyway. And that'll do a good job of like guarding any this curl flat is going to stop all the like a curl route over here. He's going to help guard this like say if he runs an out route, he's going to be there to help with that. Just pretty good. And now with that curl flat, your job is just to guard the middle of the field. And like I said, if you only rush at 4, you're just playing for shed D. So you will have to pass commit so that the sheds actually get there. Boom, everybody's accounted for. We're on that. I mean, that's just I'm supposed to be there with my user, but that's fine. You're making them work. You know what I'm saying? You're not giving up a touchdown. The way you got to play defense on this game is you got to not give up one play touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? If you can get a stop down here in the goal line, which I will show y'all my red zone D, which is very simple. Let me show you my red zone D. Say if your opponent keeps working down the field, boom, you get them in the red zone. Come out and cover 2. You want to come out and cover 2 in where the mid read is not your user. So if you like user and like I like the user, I'll show y'all real quick. They be playing somebody that's in wing trio. They running this play. Move the ball up. So I like it depends on where they at. So like right here, I would shade down. Reason you shade down is because your hook curls are going to play real aggressive down low. You don't want them backing up and giving up drags. Because right here in the red zone, most people are looking to throw drags. You know what I'm saying? Only comp players are looking to tack, like, you know what I'm saying, these back corners of the end zone. And then, so since you know that, you're going to turn these guys back into cloud flats by pressing down on the left stick after you click on a buttons. And then, like I said, deep halves are not really good in this part of the field. So I like to put these guys in curl flats. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what I'm actually doing, you can put them in curl flats. You can put them in outside thirds. That's normally what I would do. Put them in outside thirds. That way, they're taking care of everything to the outside. Now, your user is responsible for everything pretty much in the middle of the field, like around here. This mid read will help you out because he plays a little glitchy. This is why I said don't use it in mid read. And yeah, let's just hike the ball and see what they do. Boom, switch stick. All the routes is over here. Everything's pretty much boxed. Now they gotta throw it underneath, and then you just come down and you lay the boom. Might get a. You're just trying to make them kick 3 in this point in this scenario. So it's a very good defense, very simple. Don't have to take too many adjustments, especially for my guys that don't know how to quick adjust yet. I love cover 2 in the red zone. Now, if they get closer than the red zone, that's when you want to come to either penny, depending, because like if you run mid blitz, a lot of plays kill mid blitz, like a QB zone, stuff like that, and like mid blitz is kind of dead. So my new red zone defense is 3-3-5 penny, and it just pinch my go. Let's just say they try to run this like power retoss. Let's move the ball up right here. You don't really know what they're gonna do. I like to user this guy, put this guy in a hard flat. This well, hold on, I forgot to turn my. So when you come over here to 335, so like just like I had to change the package to slot cornerback so you have nothing but speed on the field. 335 tight or 335 in general, you're just going to put slot cornerback. Now you want to make sure that's in for both of these plays, formations. Why? Because like it's going to mess up your adjustments. If you don't, you won't have the. Yeah, see how like I was messing up my adjustments. I was getting like a mid read. I didn't want that. With this, you don't need to really worry about changing no packages. The only thing you want to worry about is 3-3 man. You want to sub this guy out. Sub this guy out because he's going to be a big lineman. Kind of want a linebacker. So I either put him right there, but recently I've been putting C out because I just got him and I just want to try him out. But one of your linebackers should be fine, whatever one you're comfortable with. And then sub this because what they do is they put 2D tackles in the game. You don't want 2D tackles in the game. I sub in this guy, and if you have enough time, you know what I'm saying, you can sub this guy out as well, and you can put this guy in. That's my best pass rushers. I sometimes don't get this last one off, which isn't a big deal in my opinion. But this is like my best guys on the field. You have like I said, you have your free safeties at linebacker, nothing but pure speed right there, and that goes for like pretty much all this nickel formation. Now I don't really care about you know what I'm saying who's on the outside on this. Like big boy could be on the outside of this. I'm sending 6. If I ever get in double mug, I'm sending 6. I don't know about y'all. I'm sending 6. But back to Penny, red zone defense. Boom. Let's see. Let's try to stop this RPO reflex. So the way I like to stop this, boom, they come out on wide trips or something like that. I'm automatically expecting the RPO. So I'm double hard flattening the right side. I'm double hard flattening that. I'm leaving the tight end manned up. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving the tight end manned up. And just in case, I put this guy on a vert hook and I shade underneath. Why do I shade underneath? It's because this guy, he's gonna jam him. 1, 2, he's gonna stop like comeback routes or like a curl flat, like a curl route. He's gonna play underneath. He's gonna play underneath, so like he's gonna do a better job of guarding. Another reason is I shade underneath is so this guy can play real aggressive down here. Because if you don't shade underneath, he's gonna just drift back and give up a drag. I put him underneath to stop a tight end drag or something like that. Now your user, you have to be ready to either switch him into a QB spot so you can switch stick, or you hover right here and then get ready to get out. So boom. Okay, he's running. All right. And then you clean up on aisle 3 and hope for a fumble at that point. So that's kind of how I like to guard, the RPO reflat. Like I said, you double flat that side. That should take care of it because we have our adjustments on conservative to play the pass. Tight end is manned up. And then, like I said, you just put this guy like that. As if I'm expecting to like rewind flat. Sometimes you might be wrong. Sometimes you might be right. But that's how I like to guard that. Another way I like to stop stuff. Let's go to double wire off. Pick curl flash just because. Okay, if I'm guarding this, immediately hard flatten this, do this, do this. So what this does, and then make sure you shade underneath. So what this does, you're sending 5. You leave this guy as you can put him either as a QB spy, just in case when you switch stick off. Most people are like to scramble with a quarterback in this scenario. The QB spy is going to do a good job of like containing the quarterback. And then the reason you send 5 is because you want to make him make a quick read. Most people like to just throw slants and stuff like that. This will do a good job of stopping that. You just got to make sure. I'm gonna just let him hike it. Boom. I'm on it. And then you make them dump it underneath. And then you got right there, just X tackle, make them kick field goals. That's how you guard in the red zone. All right, so that's 4-2-5 and 3-3-5 penny. For my guys that's not really good, the best plays to run out of this is cover 4 quarters, like I said, and you shade down. Easiest defense. Also, the reason, if you're not comfortable with the auto flip off, the reason I run it off is because, let me show you why. So let's run this. So if they're in the middle of the field, normally if you had it off, this guy will be over here. You know what I'm saying? If they're in the middle of the field, I just don't really care. The reason I run it is because I always want my slot cornerback on the wide side of the field. Because if you're playing a comp player, right, they'll come out with their trips on this side of the field and then flip it to fuck up your adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like dealing with that. So if they want to run their trips on the short side of the field, this is what I would do. I'm sending 5, you know what I'm saying? They kill me, you can put this, instead of putting him on a hard fly, you can put him on a soft squad just so he plays a little bit more glitchy. And like I said, you gotta make sure you cancel out the match coverage by shading down. And yeah, that's what I would do. I would do something like this, you know what I'm saying? This is how I like to guard trips on the short side. So if they would flip, it pretty much looked the same, you know what I'm saying? It pretty much looked the same. You cover 2 on one side of the field, you cover 3 in the other, and yeah, you're just looking to switch stick. That's kind of like basic defense, but my guys that don't know how to, quick adjust, shade down, just to do a good job of stopping most guys. You either gonna run, if you run penny, you're either gonna run pinch buck O, and this is how I stop 5 wide. By the way, this y'all seen in the clips how I was screaming at the guy. Boom, you just come down here versus bots. They're not gonna know what to do, so you just want your guy to take the first step. Whatever side you hover on, the outside linebacker on that side is going to be free. So if you want the guy to come in from this side, you have to like flip the play so that the blitz angle is coming from this side. And yeah, so I'm gonna just let the play run, let them take the first step, boom, and then you run back, and he's gonna come straight in. Now the way you stop this, if somebody's running it versus you, you have to unidentify the middle linebacker by pressing. I can show y'all how to do that if y'all need that on that offensive ebook, but this is how you get after. This is how I stop 5 wide. Now, if I'm playing somebody that's good, that also identifies me, like you know what I'm saying, so that this guy can come in free that I'm using because they know that I'm just trying to dumb out their lineman and get one of these outside guys to come in. When somebody starts to do that, now that's when the mind games come in. You know what I'm saying? You put this guy, I will put this guy on a hard flat, and I will let him blitz, and then I'm switch sticking out. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same thing. You feel me? It's pretty much the same thing, but it's a little different. You're just trying to get out the quarterback, not let them make reads. And you're not, like I said, you gotta think about when you're on defense, who's gonna get open, who's gonna kill you the most. These guys are most likely coming towards the middle. You know what I'm saying? That's where they're gonna get busy. That's where they're going. Most people want to attack the field side of the area. You're not gonna score a touchdown if you catch a zig. The chances of you scoring a zig route like on this side and taking it all the way to the touchdown is very slim. Versus like if you catch a zig route on this side, you got a lot more field to work with. You see what I'm saying? So like you just gotta always keep that in mind. Where is the defense? I mean, the offense trying to attack you from? Like I said, this guy is probably the best. You'll be put on a zig, a quick slant, corner route, post streak. This guy, he's probably gonna come in on a drag. And like I said, this outside guy is most dangerous on either a post or comeback route. The way you eliminate that is by just screaming at them. You know what I'm saying? You scream at them, boom. It's that easy. That's how I stop 5 wide with this book. That's a good blitz. You can do that out of any formations. That's just like what I found the most, easiest to run. Also, it's cover one. This cover one's pretty solid. When you come out in this, you just want to shade outside. If the blitz ain't getting in and you don't feel comfortable, boom, shade outside. Now I would like to use this guy, and then I pass commit. Always pass commit when they come out in 5 wide, unless they come out in 5 wide, like definitely 5 wide receivers because they can run the ball. So boom, I'm gonna let them snap the ball, shade it outside. I got everything coming in. This guy gets open. That's my fault. I got to be better user. Which I seen that the corner route was boxed. The reason you shade outside is because you don't want to give anything outside, and your responsibility is to guard anything inside. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes that much easier, especially that's what you do in real life with cover one. I know this video is pretty long, but I'm trying to make sure I cover everything, man. I know defense is really hard this year. Okay, so how do you loop out of this, right? So I'm gonna come out, boom. Say we come out of wing trips. Let's just pick 4 birds. So all you do is you just move this guy this way. That's all you do. That's all you do to loop, and then you just go like this. You see, he's just going to loop around, and now you're there for a pick. You know what I'm saying? I recommend if you do run this loop out of this, that you put like your actual user, whoever you want to use on these outside guys, because that's who you're going to be using most of the time, depending on where you're looping from. So if I was to loop, right, boom, just move him over, and then I will want to use it over here. Boom, do it again. I can see it does a decent job of getting there. And like I said, man coverage is probably the best defense in the game. All right. That's penny. That's pretty much the money plays out of that. You're either gonna run cover two, this, or the cover one that I just covered. I don't really run anything else. I don't run this under trash. I don't really like it. This overflex, it's new, it's good. This hot blitz is good if you know what you're doing. Other than that, cover four quarters is better than cover four palms. Cover six Willie is pretty good. Let's break that down real quick. So y'all see that, you know, it's gonna. I like to do this if I'm playing like bunch. Let's go against bunch. That's when I like to come out on cover six Willie. Like, let's see, it confuses the opponent. Six Willie. Say we're playing somebody that's running a bunch. Am I bugging? Let's just say they come out in a dagger. So the reason I like to run this is because I shade down. All I do is shade down. I use this 3-red guy. So that guy on the right side is pretty much covered. He's pretty much locked up, you know what I'm saying? And your job is just to cover the left side of the field, you know what I'm saying? You don't really have to, or people crossing from the left side to the right. So let's snap the ball. Boom, you're on that. Since the running back didn't go out, y'all see this is great shed defense, by the way. Cover six Willie got built-in great sheds for some reason. I don't know why, but y'all can see that the running back, most people like to put their running back on a wheel. He's going to be covered. The solo receiver, he's either going to go on a streak or a drag or some type of end route. Once you shade down, he's getting jammed. He's pretty much out the picture. Y'all know it's cover two man on this side. Corner route, if you're expecting the corner route, just put this guy back on the curl. That's going to take care of that. And really, your job is just to guard pretty much all this. You just have to have an immaculate user. Since the running back didn't go out, he would turn into a spy and just like, you know, kind of shadow the quarterback. So he's kind of like a extra defender in the middle. And yeah, that's the only time I would run cover six Willie. Hot blitz is solid. I haven't really got busy with this. It just looks glitchy. I haven't really tried it. Cover one is pretty solid. I would use the guy next to the blitzer, and like I said, you can make a loop blitz out of anything. I'm just showing y'all this just so y'all can become better players in general. Shift away from the running back, and then you can just move this guy away, or you can just crash your line to the right. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna loop around. Never lab this. I just want to see what it looks like. Boom, he's looping around, and you see they shed pretty fast. So you can pretty much do that with any play. Just find a formation that you're comfortable with. What else? So that's that formation. Now this is the main reason I chose 4-2-5 over 4-3 multiple. 4-3 multiple is really good. It has 6-1. Y'all know that I used last year. But 3-3 mint is the best base loop blitz in the game. Shout out to D Croft. And like I said, I turn on auto flip off just so I can have my slot cornerback on the side that I know that their trips is going to be on. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, you come out in this. Say they come out in wide trips. So you always want to use the guy that's on the trip side. In my opinion, that's the best way to stop it. Because one, if they run the ball, this guy is looping to the hole that they're running at. I like to sit over here just so my loop blitz get in. Now, if you don't shade down, this would be match coverage similar to that 3-3 penny that I showed y'all. Shade down. Now you can get real adjusted. That 3-rec, like I said, he's going to play real glitchy. He's going to guard any drags or underneath routes that's coming across from this side. I don't want him to do that. So after you shade down, then that's when you can get real adjusty. But for my guys that can't quick adjust, instead of putting this guy in the mid read, you just put him in a QB spot and use this guy. For my guys that don't know how to quick adjust, boom, you just do this. And I recommend manning this guy up or something like that. Put him back in the seam flat, or like just leaving the play stop and just putting this guy like this. That's how I would use it if I didn't know how to quick adjust. But I'm expecting everybody in this video to know how to quick adjust. Boom, drag this guy back up around. I will do something like this, and then I'll put him back on the curl flat. That's something that I like to do, or I'll put him in like a soft squad or a cloud, depending on what I'm expecting. You know what I'm saying? They keep hitting that running back out the backfield, do that. But As y'all can see, I'm gonna just let the play. Y'all see the loop? He's gonna loop. That's like one of the best. And then the sheds out of this is pretty good. Y'all see that they almost got to the quarterback. But this is the best, like easiest blitz to run because you don't have to do too many adjustments. You just shade down and then you just quick adjust. You know what I'm saying? You turn into a cover four. Like I said, cover four, hard flats is probably the best base defense on the game because you're keeping everything in front of you and you're making your opponent dump underneath. And all your job is just to like guard the middle of the field. And yeah, this is what I typically run in the first half if I'm playing a really good opponent and I just want to figure out what they like to do. You know what I'm saying? I come out, put him either in a mid re or a hook curl, or I might man him up to like somebody I'm expecting to crumb across the middle, whatever. But hover right here, boom, let him snap the ball, and I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. Boom. Now the Sheds is gonna get in. So this is probably the best defensive play on the game. Out of that, I don't really care for any other play in this, honestly. You can run like regular cover four drop if you're not good, and you could just put him on a put one of the hook curls on a QB spy and just get busy out of that. Or you can run this cover three cloud, right? Run that. I always recommend putting your cover two side on the short side of the field. I wouldn't put that hard flat on like that. I would run that just like this. Boom. Let him run the play. Here. Switch stick. As you can see, they shed pretty good. They shed pretty good in these formations that I'm showing you. 3-3 mint. Low mug. Let's talk about low mug real quick. The only thing I like to run out of low mug is cover 6 Willie. That's the only thing I like to run out of this if I get in it. Other than that, I'm a single mug, and I like to run this cover 3, this cover 1 right here. This linebacker dog. Let's just pick any play, whatever. So the first thing I like to do is I like to spread my linebackers by pressing right on the arrows, spread them. So what that's going to do is make this guy turn into a looper. How you make the loop get in, you bring your lineman down and you crash down. So like boom, just like that. He's going to loop in. And yeah, I mean, it didn't get in that time, but it's a good loop blitz. Trust. I labbed it. Boom. You could crash him away from the running back like this. Got away from the go in motion. And you see the guy just sheds. Like, I don't know what it is about this play, but it's pretty glitchy. Sending 5 is really good this year. That's the only play I would run out of this. This DT Mike Loop has a built-in stunt. Like I said, the D tackles are just too slow to run that, so it's not really good. And then double mug. Let's just talk about the 2 plays you can run out of this. Obviously, you could just run mid blitz. Let me just show you some of the setups I like to run out of mid blitz. Go to corner strike because that's what most people are going to run. So every time people run mid blitz, they come right here, right? You want to come right here, hover, try and dumb out the defense. You want to make it look the same every time you come out. Whether if you're in zone, like say you turn it into zone like this, you always want to make it look the same. You know what I'm saying? You want to make it look the same. That way they don't know if you're in man or zone. That's going to fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? You see how you just got in like that? They don't know what you're in. If you walk your guard down and you do this and you adjust, they don't know if you're in man or zone. Now, if you just sit back here, right, and you just leave this guy back here, a good player like me, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, he's in zone coverage. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you can mix in man if you want to trick him that way. But mid blitz, I recommend always send a 6, just because it's a chance of one of them getting to the quarterback. That's the only time I ever get in mid blitz. Only time I might change it up and not send 6 is if it's like 4th and 1 and I just want to play coverage just to trick my opponent. Because most people, when they see mid blitz, they try and get the ball out their hands quick. And then this is something that I would like to do. I would do this is like absolutely match coverage, and then I'm shading outside. Why am I shading outside? Is because everything coming towards the middle is me. Everything going to the outside. I'm hoping that after I shade it outside, 1, they're gonna stop the corner routes and the deep stuff. 2, I got hard flats out there. You feel me? So like, boom, I'm gonna snap the ball. Only thing is, you're not getting no pressure when you run this. And like I said, you're susceptible to that. But I only run that, and most people aren't going to run like a deep route, you know, on 4th and whatever, like short. So that's something that I like to do with mid blitz. That's second thing I like to do is if you plan on running zone coverage and you're not really good with quick adjustments, recommend coming out in dog 3 buzz. And first thing you do when you come out in here, you want to be using this guy, obviously. Boom, is you want to press DLINE, which is pressing left on your what's your name, and then spread them. Like you just want to spread them like that, and then quick adjust this guy as a curl flat. That's the first thing you want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's like simple first adjustments I learned how to do. After that, you could just man this guy up, and yeah, now you're cooking with fish grease. And it's pretty much the same thing that I just showed y'all out of mid blitz, but it's a lot simpler for my guys that don't know how to quick adjust. So let's let them hike the ball. Boom, I'm over here. I mean, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know that they're running something like that, you could just, instead of doing that, you could just shade down, put this guy in a vert hook, or put this guy in a curl flat, put this guy in a vert hook. You know what I'm saying? And now you're cooking. Now you're only sending forward, but you know what I'm saying? Boom, you're here, you're here, you're here. Everything's pretty much boxed. So I don't really sit in mid blitz, but that's like the two things I like to do out of mid blitz. You can get really justy out of it. That's up to y'all. These I don't this blitz out of dime normal is pretty good. Let me show y'all. Similar to the one I showed y'all at 425. So thing is, you want to bring this guy down, and then what I like to do is do this. So I run it just like this. Bang. And that slot cornerback is going to get in. You know what I'm saying? I always like to rush 5. It just works better that way versus rushing 6. You get an extra guy in coverage. So that's that play. You can also run this play. It's pretty much the same thing, but for my guys that can't quick adjust, I just recommend shading down. Now the only thing is you got to move this guy to the outside. Good to go. I would probably do this. So something like that leverage. Something like that. Boom, hurt the ball. And now we're here, you know. Cover 2 man. Pretty much the same concepts, man. Defense is just about concepts, honestly, bro. Cover 2 man, shade down, jam them. Usually the guy that's on this side with the most guys to guard, in my opinion, that's how I like to run it. Or you could use it to running back, the guy running the running back. So I would do something like this, just in case I'm expecting run. Boom, switch stick off. Now I'm here helping out on this. Cover 2 man, I don't really like it, honestly. Got rushed, pretty much the same thing out of that. But let's get into a game, and then I can try and explain like what I'm doing on defense to help y'all out. So we decided to get in an overtime game. Overtime is just pretty quick and simple. I like to just come in here because it doesn't have ELO. I can show y'all like quick stuff. So first things first, he got Georgia Southern jerseys, which is cool. I'm on offense, so I'm gonna fast forward to when I'm on defense. We kicked the field goal because I just wanted to get on defense as fast as possible. And it might help us force us to get a stop. You know what I'm saying? Do my coaching adjustments, put them on close. Out here, make sure I get my guys in. Put my guy in. Boom, boom, boom. Get that situated. Now, what a pro tip is when the clock is instead of calling a timeout right here and say you just got your adjustments off, you press pause. What that does is it resets the timer. Y'all did not know. Now you got a fresh 15 and get in your playbook, whatever. I'm gonna come out and over G. I'm picking wide safety blitz like this. I'm expecting him to run. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, we're just gonna run it just like this. Keep it contained because he got Lenore Sellers at quarterback. We know that he might want to run. Boom, pass command because we know he's pass command. And as you can see, got to the quarterback right there. Same thing. We go come out WS blitz. Man coverage is really OD right now. Just depend. Always wait to see what your opponent comes out in. So now that we see he came out in that, instead of coming out with our blitz to this side, we want to flip it because I'm expecting his bunch to be on the wide side, which it is. Boom, we're gonna do that. Now we're locked out. We're locked in. We're locked in. Might do something like this. Or now we're gonna do something like this, just in case he put his running back on the wheel. We know he's passing, so pass commit. Boom, we do that. That's fine. Go tackle him. Okay, he didn't run hurry up. So right here, in this situation, I'm coming out of penny. I'm coming out of mid blitz. Looking to since like the squad right here, I'm using the middle linebacker. See what he comes out in. Depending on what he comes out in. Okay, so he's probably running the ball right here. He's probably running an option. So like I said, I'm gonna come out of my pinch blitz. Boom, I'm gonna crash down. Actually, I'm gonna shade that way. Boom, using the outside guy. It's a toss. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Now this is where we get real stingy. You know what I'm saying? Now this is where we get real stingy. And instead of putting my guys on close, I'm putting them on tight now. I'm putting them on tight. I'm gonna do the same thing. Instead, I'm gonna do this. Crash my guys this way. I'm gonna user this guy. I'm gonna user this guy this time. Shade outside just in case. I'm on that. Nothing's open. We shaded outside. Everything got boxed. Same thing, man. Now, if you don't feel comfortable running a man right here, if you ain't got a good team, run a man. Recommend running cover 2 right here. I'm gonna just run it for this purposes. Where's that cover 2? I'm gonna run it like this, and I'm gonna shade down just like I told y'all. Shade down. Put this guy back on this. Put this guy like this. Slide away from the running back. I'm gonna hover right here, so he don't know what we in. He don't know if we're in man or zone. Dang, he's boxed. He's pretty much boxed. You're guarding this guy pick, man. You know what I'm saying? He just made a dumb decision. And that's pretty much the game, man. Hopefully I helped out. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want me to do like a part 2 or like explain something that I didn't. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video, man.